rather than become anxious about the life that's crumbling around you, which is built by the matrix of control, mainly the monetary system. We can say that, but yeah, I mean, right? The education system, all that stuff, tightly netted up to give your give you your false sense of self. Uh, you know, don't hang on. There was something I was going to try and lead us through as far as having after it painted that picture. Oh, because I am humanity and I'm feeling it. There isn't any choice for me, but we're all going through this one last thing. And see, for me, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to get through it. The feeling well, see, the problem now, of course, with me, it squares my Mercury-Uranus conjunction. Um, Personally, I will illuminate that it's really, of course, it's going to come up with the Gemini planets, Mars in Gemini, and then we have had Jupiter in Gemini just kind of blowing this up. Like, when are people going to start talking about anything, anything, anything at all? See, there's a people that talk about talking, and some people say it's a horrible idea, and some people say it's a great idea, and I go with the people that say it's a great idea. The ones that deny things, that the people that live in denial of anything, which includes don't communicate about things and keep things quiet, they're dangerous to themselves, especially. I mean, they can keep an era at chugging at 1950s or something or whatever. It's not even a time era that we're looking at. We're looking at generational value, right? I'm going to keep speaking like this because I've been looking at it, and it's like, no, we have to consider that there is a talk about chugging away. There's an organism here, right? And boy, talk about my language now. Let me show you what. I guess I don't know. I don't want to expose you. If you capitalize on your organism, see, here's a nice little thing. For whatever reason, I'm writing this stuff down, but see, do you see the organ at on? That's a better picture. Do you see that? Now. Available now only. Organ at on. And that's your heart beating. Woo! Have you opened up an account with reality and then turn your router on? The reason why nobody would like think that this is the most amazing thing ever and and start trying to capitalize on it and keep up of that capitalization, baby. Charge, charge. Nobody's free here. Nobody should be free, especially if it's free of charge. You want to be careful because it means it's not the truth. Maybe. Enjoy, we trust. Enjoy, we trust. Well, it's the feeling you get when you do hit the truth. Is the truth God? Whew, I'm so glad I'm refining now. See, I was just about to say that you don't take the anxiety of not being able to pay your bills. All the money is designed to kill your IQ out of just a black and white, like an on and off signal. Yeah, it reduces people down to right and say it's like all you have to do is just this one thing and hit that mark, just like you're getting an A plus, Billy, in school. And then now you're doing the cerebral activity of just, well, first of all, I know this is controversy, but no, you see, you have to look at the life around this entity. Can life thrive there? Is there enough attendance to it that the intelligence of a life, say like even just a spider plant, is able to fully operate to its harmless capacity of being? And that's isn't that an interesting scientific subject matter that we can open up at least 45 minutes available to our awareness as a classroom? It doesn't have to be the all-encompassing interest, but talk about interest. How much do you think I should open up a percentage of here as far as my giving a fuck about you if just kidding, sorry. I'm just kidding, sorry. In case it was a how and not a who. I could easily splice this and make it rhyme, and then you'll be like, how does this woman do this? But there was 5 words in between that would, your fragmented mind would just say, oh, there's a lot of baby here, but I'm going to push it out with some bathwater. And did you notice that one word was a little darker than the other? The who, rather than the how. How isn't a question, babes. Who, definitely a question. Why isn't a question. These are beautiful equations that if you knew what the W was, same as the M. If you didn't think that the W was the same symbol as the M, just turned upside down, a lot of kids are backing me right now. They're like, please tell them that they're not trustworthy, and also tell them, please don't tell me what to do anymore, and also tell them that maybe I don't want you to try and show me anything anymore that you think is important, and please tell them that, you know what I mean? I mean, you're a gaslighter. Otherwise, we play this little game. Maybe the W is the M, and when you put them together, it makes a wave. It's kind of a wave, and what if all of those little, the E and all, what if those were all just symbols pointing at, and you could get all fun with it? Some little kid would say, yeah, and with the A there, we're dealing with atomic matter, or which is, if we really knew, supposedly is 99.99% just energy, right? It's flux of a certain vibrational energy. Hi, where are you guys all going? Wait a minute. Oh, Nassim Haram is left. Oh, and Tesla. Hi, Einstein. Can we sit and talk? Here, would you like some tea? Trying to get the best water, by the way. So getting back to the atomic structure of all reality, and why isn't it? It's not an equation, and it's not a question. It is an equation, and neither is how. It's a beautiful equation. It's showing. If you want to know how, just look. There's hydrogen, oxygen, and then movement, like a wave, particle, matter. Maybe it's something we need to look into. Maybe it is woman and men together. Together, though. See, as like this, if you put them together, it makes a sign of Aquarius. Aquarius rules humanity. I am humanity. And maybe I'm the leader. The leader is the ear that just knows how to hear. And let me take this part out of the Bible because it's not a good part. Now we've got your real life in a handbag. By the way, Jesus did not look like this. Okay? This is my Bible. First page. It's interesting, we can see did you notice this organization? There's an eye there. Isn't that weird? Because did you know that find the last picture that I made? Is more like, but you don't deny that you're an eye. You are an antenna. And everything is working off of that. You go like this, and now you're a Y. See, we can do that. All of us, but see, as biological intelligence, that's really what you are. You're just a science tool or phenomena. Somebody created you because they're having fun with their dollhouse here, kind of like. If that's the better way to apply it to your imagination, because kids, they are kind of here doing that. They want you to get into it. Like, hey, let's paint. Can we paint today? Or, oh, we can't do that. Well, certainly nobody wants to give them a drum set or anything because it makes noise. And I don't blame you. After a while, it's like, you know what? There's a lot of noise from just pure unconsciousness. Now, do you know why you're learning to play music? If not, would you stop doing that? If you don't know why you're doing anything at all, would you stop? What about the sun has just turned? I said this before, but I think that there might be a fire out there here, because it just looks. It's not shining through water vapor. No, that's particulate matter. you know, I'm being warned now. It's like you need to take it easy because that stuff can get in your lungs, whatever it is. You want to hope it rains, but see now you want to. I have sage, so don't be surprised if I'm burning sage and I kind of inhale it a little bit, and it purifies. It gets rid of any kind of bacteria, fungus, germs, mold. Doesn't allow it, and evil spirits. But anyway, back to my book, babe. This is all for to try out the earth, but see, the ear is important. That comes up a lot. We'll get into that. You know, it's you want to talk about a membrane because well, the ear is made of that, but something that basically that's sensitive enough to feel vibrational frequencies. Now that is everything. Heart. See, it's important to put the word heart here, and I'll put it at the bottom because it has the word ear in it. But I don't. Why? Because this is, whenever you see the R, you have to apply the R reverse rule. I mean, everybody knows this, babe. I'm not making this up. The word heart is in the word earth. There's a profound reason that is not to be overlooked. You are to take this like a hit of LSD because you are so fucking miserable at this point that you need a shaman. You want a spiritual guide, you need a friend, you're gonna reach for some kind of psychedelic, of course you need a guide. You use this and this alone. It's here already. It's called, it's the symbol system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space called the English alphabet. Very important to know that these are symbols. See, I can get very undermined in my insecurity about it because I only know like 0.02%, but when you do know something, when you do know it, and I can pull you up some information about what we're finding out, what we know about the vowels. That okay, so we know that the Y is a vowel. The Y is a vowel. Y. Yow. Y. Yow. See, it's a conduit that lets in all sound of vowels. Vowels are a vibrational frequency. We're looking at higher vibration. Anyway, see, you might not be cut out to know any of this and give a fuck, but it's time to respect that this is the future. There are people to do if you make a whole ton of money and you're getting miserable enough, because I'm telling you right now, man, that system makes people miserable, right? It turns around and says, and we know this, I'm not making it up. It turns around and says, no, isn't it weird how you spend your whole life running for money and then the very act of having sacrificed everything to make the money at the very end, you have to give it to a healer or a hospital, the same people really that's driving you around, to find a cure for all of the illnesses that very lifestyle has produced in you. And you know, wouldn't it be good to just see, it's either that or do people do donations into foundations that pose as being something that can help? Because people feel like it's like, God, you know, I've spent so much of my life dissing my microcosm, and I always picked on little Billy, telling him to go out and get a job, and I never gave him the freedom to know. I mean, just never said, you know, never proved to him one bit that this was a joy. That enough, because when you're doing something with joy, and joy we trust, you can't help but to share it. It's a contagion. It's useless. It's like a tree. That unlike the sky out here that's giving me this weird face, the sun is turning the weirdest color. It started doing this about 3 hours ago at 3 o'clock. I got a picture of it, and it's like, okay, there must be a fire, and it's shining through some clouds. But over that way is the ocean, and it's like, okay, so but where's the fire, and is everybody okay? And can it rain? They've been decimating the rain clouds overhead. If you know how to look at it and know how to see it, like I see it, and it's like, how do you talk about it to people that just, you know, you have to be like the Channel 4 News, right? And like not just every time that it rains, point it out. Look, that's the way a thunderhead looks when it's being decimated by the new equipment that's put around that can superheat your fucking particulate matter when the raindrops accumulate around it. I think I tried to explain that in another video and I didn't get through it. And that's something, you know, that I'm being knocked off kilter by a lot of shit. And having said that, you know, a lot of shit can appear differently once we get it out of our heads that it's even that way. We need to help each other with this. Some people will not be able to help us with this because they don't even know that there is that illusion of the mind, and that there's like, I would say there's three routes to go, right? There's the route of you want to get stuck in the narcissist paradigm where you're thinking you're victimized all the time, or do you want to get out and get into the possibility of how to create and really just go from just I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning, or go through forethought that you have faith, that there isn't a mystery here, and I trust everything. See, it shouldn't be at the end that you end up not trusting even people. Really, it's not about other people. Your quality of trust that you perform within your own faculties to begin to understand things has nothing to do with other people. Just keep trusting that, of course, they're an idiot and that they're not going to do the right thing for you, and there's no best interest in mind, and you can feel it right away. Trust. Just keep trusting. Keep trusting, babe. Has nothing to do with other people. I don't know how to see. I try to make myself useful right now because I'm heading towards a time where, you know, now I'm going to keep putting my address up, and I'm going to ask people that live in America to just send me a little cash. Let's see how much that this weirdo here. I'm sorry. See, you can choose to start people out with that stuff, I guess. And however you made that money, I'm not bagging on you people. I have made money doing honest services myself. Did you notice some of the power tripping that can go on when you're running your own service? Maybe they're a millionaire. Maybe you only deal with multimillionaires, and they think they'll pick on you. See, they'll think that you're just like every single one else who had a gimmick and said, "No, I have a great idea. Sponsor me," and they sucked $55,000 out of them, and now you come along and you're just a window washer, or you can do better than just light gardening. Maybe you can finish off some of their steps or something, and a job that they're complaining that somebody, okay, this is my personal experience, but you know how it goes, where it's like, no, you are being scapegoated, you're being targeted, all of that frustration, now it's on you. They think that you're the miser, and you can hardly get anything out of them, right? Anything more. It's hard to get them. That they're treating other people way better, but really, what they have done is they were mised. They were mised upon. They're miserable. They're miserable, and they think they're going to sponsor somebody who's really just giving them a crock of shit. When really, it's just like, can't you just give us money for the sake of giving us money because you have it? Fuck it. Make somebody's day. I wore through the shoes that I bought, $120, and I don't have. It's like, when am I going to ever? I should have bought two pairs because I tend to, when I wear my fucking shoes, I wear them, man. They are done already, and it's not even a year. I love them still. They feel amazing. I love getting into them. It's such a difference to have a good. See, I've been complaining about it to other people, but this boot right here, it's waterproof. It's not letting me down. I'm reminded this is what it's like to have stable footing, because they've made it to where, of course, you're going to forget about what is good quality, first of all. They want you slipping around. They call it slippers for a reason. Just kidding. Babes, please. I'm not kidding. I'm going to continue on with the way that the English alphabet, it's so phenomenal. We're going to get past the funny part. Maybe not. No. When do we get past joking around here and celebrating and saying, oh, no. There isn't geometry, but there's geometry. Give me a try. Do you know what geo is? Geo means earth. Do you know what me is? Me. Did you find me? Oh, what's the hocus pocus about? What is this? What is this? What is this? But a compass. Did you get your compass out? North, south, east, west. I am here. See, if you were to stick a compass in the ground, it needs a pole. So it looks like a cross. But when you see the symbology of the pole in the ground, that in fact is pointing at, now you want to get back to geometry, but really it's the earth. It's where you are. Okay, you have a pole, you have the ground here, you have to have the ground. It's stuck here. There. commonly you find there is a circle there. There is a circle. All that is, whoops, sorry about this. Bad artistry. Just fucking up. So you back away and you have to stick it on the ground and it's just a pole there, but we didn't get away from the geometry that needs to, you need to show that there's four hemispheres, perhaps. And really, to simplify it, please. This is the truth, okay? We already know that there's a gruesome scene of graveyards and they put crosses there and they say, what is it saying? Well, I think we know we were there. I don't know. I mean, really, what was it? Where did we go? Now, where are we now? Was it a who or was it a how? Did it rhyme? If so, if it seems to rhyme for you, please send me $19.99. I'm a good worker. I'm a good salesperson. I'm a good industrial person, actually, to tell you the truth. Um, and I should take myself more seriously, but I've done that too much over the past 3 years or 4 years, just asking for help. And it's called stress to me. It's called stress. It's called getting sick after a while. That anger that can't go anywhere. I mean, how are you gonna get it by yelling at people? See, I'm looking at something where I don't know it, but you see, it's really interesting. But I'm having to navigate something it's like I'm fighting for my own privacy and ability to stay quiet and peaceful. Really, it's peace, right? It's just a quiet. I don't, not exactly going for a comfort zone because I've been doing that a while, and it's not comfortable for a lot of people. Really, a lot of people think that mountain living, like say just the thought of having to go get your own wood to heat your bones, to me that's just, God, it's so beautiful. It's beautiful to have known that you have just sustained your comfort on your own right there by the resources that were available to you, and you did the work. And it's not this never-ending feeling of unfulfillment. I mean, it's actual satisfaction when you're in the middle of a snowstorm and you have done all that you possibly can do, which is, yeah, I'm daring to say is the minimal, but really it's a discipline to just focus on these three things. Did you get enough food? Do you have that stable land? And of course, the water comes with the food. I mean, God, but the stable land comes from the home. The stable home comes with, do you have hearth, a hearth that is safe, that you are building and you're able to have that fire? Because fire, I associate it with heart, the heart chakra for some reason. I don't know. I just, maybe not. Maybe, yeah, the blood is red and it's having to do with, yeah, the blood and our very spirit. Yeah, it's the Aries, it's the Leo, it's the Sagittarius. These people are very, very fun people. Sagittarius are outdoors people. There isn't a single Sagittarius that you'll run into that does not like the outdoors, and also is highly informed about human ecology, but they end up being some kind of master of the outdoors of something. Leos are the entertainer people. They really light up it all. It could be an outdoor stage or something, but they are there. They are the bonfire, right? The bonfire is actually Aries, the one that everybody's like, is it safe? It's like, yes, of course. This is what we gather around and dance around. I mean, just do not fuck with it. Feed it properly. And highly misunderstood. The Aries, the very first zodiacal sign that says I am, and it says I am, basically I am here. You can argue because it says I am, it is God. It might be pointing at the very first inkling to some kind of religion. Okay? And now getting back to the heart chakra reality, because they are very warm-hearted people. It's the only organization that can possibly happen. It's here already. If it's on, I pointed at the I. See, there's an I in lowercase there. It's because you don't know it, but it's in its divinity. When you see the lowercase I, especially when I'm starting to do that entrance into looking into all three spectrums, I'm pointing at the divine placement there. It's an eye that is open, the third eye. And the space language that's available, it's a breakdown. You're going to break down the gibberish and the Babylon. Mainly, it's hilarious because, no, this is our intellectual property. It's not so confusing. There are men and women here together as one. Points at that. When I learned the R rule, that's very important. It says that the reptilian is here. You need to re-see it, re-add it, read it again. Find the curse you have. See, the word cursive has the word the R in it. It has the word cure, and it also has the abbreviation. See, any of the IVE, you see that a lot, right? Native. Anything with the IVE at the end. Talkative, narrative, just means I have. I, as in possession of, like, I don't want to say own, but more like oh. Oh. And there is the word oh in the word own for a reason. Because that's the state of being fruitful. The oh. Just, I'm brainwashing you now. You have to get out of Babylon. And this is the truth, though. That's a symbol you're looking at. Do we have it in our Bible here? Do we have the O in the Bible here? Because it's pi. It's a symbol that represents, it's pointing at forever life. Just the way that's a sacred geometry. Now. It's now. Let's get back to crossing our heart. Can you do it? Can you get all of that hocus pocus out and just take responsibility for you having an awareness and how funky it is in this particular place where I'm looking at? Do people know that there's this fucking cloud of something coming in? It's kind of muggy feeling. And I did smell something this morning, but I didn't see it. But no, now we have it filtered through. It's time to do radical self-care. It was never not time to do radical self-care. You were never to fall victim to the deception that is right now playing so fucking thick that all you have to do is raise up something as blunt as this, and you can cut it with a cut it. Getting back to now that image of Christ with the thorns, that's your woman right there. You handle her with respect because right there, there's thorns there. It's like a rose. That's this represent. You don't know if that happened or not, but the story shows that, and you see a lot of that there. That's a woman. Put a rose there that has thorns on it. Now, how do you handle that? How do you handle it? You're going to have to go through a lot of dismantle. Yes, and that's what I'm trying to do. I don't try to do it. That's what this decoding system that I found. I don't know everything, but it's hilarious when you start fitting keys and you start knowing things. I gotta take some of these pages out. Just admit this is my Bible. So we have the symbol O. It's just a symbol, you can write it several ways, but it's divine. It's divine, and if you can draw an O that perfectly. See, some Buddhists over there, like Thich Nhat Hanh. It's one of the things I grew up with a place that had a chalkboard, and I started kind of doing that. It's like, how will I do a perfect You can call it a zero, but it's actually a symbol that it's the forever recycler. It's just a never-ending situation called now. So beautiful. That word is so beautiful. If you knew what the N was, and if you knew what the W was, you know, it's a trip because that symbol, you can turn it upside down and you can spell, you can switch it around like you can won, right? Like I won, really. And that's really the only place you're going to ever be, ever. If you've won, if you knew that there was a goal to win, it's having arrived and felt as grateful as just you know that you have just won the lotto. That each moment feels that way. That even if there's a toxic cloud floating in that is making the sun's rays turn, and you can feel it moving into your body, just stay in the now. Because eventually you just really you'd be like, God, this is really getting. You mean the oxygen has just been cut off? And it's like, don't worry. Keep doing the so-called breathing, and then pretty soon you're going to pop out of your body. See, because you do it anyway. I was trying to tell you about where we go when we go to sleep. We're trying to go to sleep here anyway, but after a while, it doesn't matter. Once you figure it out, it's like, you know what, and I don't need that kind of sleep. Just some rest. You need rest. Maybe, yes, you do. You do. You get rest, and all of a sudden you're downloaded with stuff. I don't know how to tell you that either. Do you know about the real life that you're supposed to be living? The cosmos? And you know what? There is a system out there. There's a whole Bible says it. The Bible says it. That you are not to listen to the divining tools and rods and astrology and all that stuff right there is black magic. And it's like, so what's your suggestion? Instead of denying everything. Because that might be what I started out saying here, is that anything that denies things at any time, that just basically the practice of denial is a dangerous thing for any individual to do, um, and especially a society within itself. That they do that together. Like it's important to deny everybody everything, especially information. Just a simple nod that something exists. If it's a yes, say no all the time. Talk about staying stuck. It's the same as practicing censorship, I guess. Censorship. You want to get into that, and it's like, well, you people aren't smart enough to know when and why to use it, But especially as an individual, if you are not discerning that much as far as how to inform yourself, you do not close your eyes to things. You do not close your ears to things. You do not close your mouth to things. You do not close your senses to things. Now, if you're being burnt out so much that you can't maintain that basic presence, you're being hit by the enemy. And be careful when you fucking black out and whatever you're doing, you're probably doing something for the enemy right then and there. Just doing your job. And that could be your friend, one of your friends that's like, for some reason, they just can't understand that you at all. Maybe, why are they there? You want to, that's where we're getting back to friend. Because of fucking Pluto and Aquarius from now on, it's like, who is humanity? Who, in fact, is qualifying within the O? Now, it's a trip because that's the forever symbol. It's forever life. It's constant pi and or 8 or oct. October is the 8th month. Organism, though. Organism, yes. Energy, though. See, organism is a trick word. I already showed you what that word was, and if the instructions are here, and you can back it up and say, well, to reach a peak, to hit something on the head, like the funny bone, to make it zing, to reach a peak. Again, organism. some notes I have written to myself here. I'm getting back to just looking at it. But anyway, I'll get back to these lessons, and it's all going to come together really, really, really quick once it's just it's already here. So a lot of people are like, yeah, right. Well, your money says yeah, right. You put your money on other things, and this is the thing, faith. Faith. You put faith in so many things that are absolutely poisoning you. And but like, okay, so like your TV set, yeah, that and what they're advertising there, and it's like, did you know? What is far more superior, babe? I don't care how much money they use to doctor somebody up over there with makeup. What's far more superior is your ability to get on this thing and start saying and having your own conversation and listening. You can come up with your own organization. Say, have you noticed the organization of the 45 plus women who don't give a fuck but just keep radiating on this thing? And you can tell it's never going to go anywhere because who cares about them? Thank God